Hi, welcome to Never Stop Trucking. Today we are having a conversation with Emro. He's an instructor in our Ready to Dispatch course, and he has been a dispatcher for a very long time. He's very experienced and knowledgeable, and we thought we should do something like this together where we are having a conversation about certain topics in trucking or dispatching industry. And this is our chance to introduce him to you and his new YouTube channel. His YouTube channel is EA Trucking, and the link will be in description of this video. And then also we will try to do something like this on a regular basis where we talk about certain topics on both channels. And then he also has videos a day in the life of a trucking dispatcher. And he's booking loads live and doing the same thing. And we are trying to take this to next level. Hi, Emro.
Hi, Ennis. Hey, thank you for these nice words. I really appreciate you having me on your channel. This is a great opportunity. I want to say hi to your subscribers first. I don't have a lot of experience with YouTube, but I'll do my best to upload regularly, at least once a week, but I'll try to do it more often so you guys can go over there and see what I have already. I have a couple of videos already, so you can go out there and see if you're interested in that. But all in all, like Ennis already said, I'm in the dispatching business for past 8 years. I was working for another company. They had like a lot of trucks. I was employed over there, and I got a lot of experience from doing that. And earlier this year, I met Anis over his YouTube channel as well, and here we are.
Yeah. Yeah, we're trying to do great things together. We're working together in the dispatching company that we have, and we are also doing the Ready to Dispatch course together. The first month is over, and I think it was a great success. We had 17 people who signed up for the live Zoom sessions, and now we are trying to make a different concept where we have levels for everyone. But I'll make a video about that. That's going to be coming end of January, beginning of February. But in this video, we wanted to talk about trucking forecasts and trucking outlook for 2023. We believe everyone is worried and no one knows what's coming up. And we just wanted to kind of give you our take on what might happen and what the trends are right now as far as trucking and dispatching goes. So, Emre, what do you think is going to happen in 2023?
That's tough to say, but considering how bad this year ended, I think it has to be better than it was. A lot of companies stopped shipping as they used to before. They are not producing a lot of products as they used to do before. Consumers are not buying as they used to do before. All this recession is taking a toll on every single business, and trucking is kind of first one that's gonna feel that. But I feel like 2023 might be better one. I hope so, definitely. Simply by these fuel prices that started going down slowly, that gives me a lot of hope that it's gonna be better starting the next year. Who knows? It can be anything can happen in few months. Nobody knows that. Like it was when the coronavirus started out, nobody knew that's gonna happen, and that's like unpredictable. But considering that this year was pretty rough and a lot of carriers closed down, they went out of the business. I think it's time for market to go up from now.
Like judging by the last experience that we had with the pandemic and what happened after that, I'm kind of on the same page. I just don't think it's going to happen in the first half of the year. Probably in the second or like mid next year, we might see everything slowly coming up because the Feds are trying to fight the inflation by raising the interest rates. And now we finally see the fuel prices going down. And this holiday season wasn't really that busy like it usually is, like with rate spikes and with the volume of the freight. This holiday season was just same as the rest of the second half of this year. So I think it will take some time to recover, for inflation to cool off, and to give the shippers are not that confident in the markets, but once they see that the markets are coming up slowly, then they will probably try to make more things, and hopefully the consumer demand will rise by that time. Also, the prices for the trucks and trailers are slowly going down. I've been watching them for the last couple of months because I was selling a couple of pieces of equipment, and the rates were kind of the same, the truck prices and trailer prices, but no one was buying. So that slowly forces everyone to lower down their prices to normal levels, because these overinflated prices were not normal. So that's my take.
Yeah, so you already mentioned the holiday season used to be a good season to work as a truck driver. If you work just a week before a holiday, you're used to get a very good paying loads, but that wasn't the case this time, and this year it's just not the case. And you already mentioned that fuel prices going down, truck prices is going down a little bit, inflation is stabilizing, kind of. Taking all of that in consideration, shortages of certain products like chips and wood, steel, and other products is kind of going down as well. And by all of that, it kind of incentivizes shippers, factories to build products because they can get stuff cheaper now than they could have gotten them like 3 months ago.
Yeah, and there is more availability because a few months ago, no one had anything in stock, and everyone had to wait, and everyone had to raise their prices based on that, and people were willing to pay higher prices. But nowadays, that the consumers are not willing to pay that much money. Everyone is just sitting tight. They are probably restocking their shelves and hopefully lowering down the prices for crude products and as well for the chips.
Yeah, I agree with that.
What do you think about dispatching? Because a lot of our viewers, most of our viewers are dispatchers or people who are looking into dispatching. And then I see some of them are kind of getting turned down by this current situation. They're thinking like, hey, there's either no money, it's going to be hard to find new owner operators, and they are not making that much in gross income anymore. Is this really something? Is it smart for me to start as a dispatcher right now? What do you think about that?
That's a really good question, but what I have to say about that, my opinion, and we haven't talked about this, you and me, ever before.
No, we are just like improvising right now. It's like,
yeah, but
I like it that way.
But my opinion is there will always be a need for dispatchers, no matter what. Doesn't matter how bad truck market is, how bad load are paying at any certain time. There will always be a need for dispatchers, either for carriers that they have small carriers with 1 or 2 trucks, 3 trucks, smaller carriers that dispatchers can work with and have multiple of them at the same time, like 5 different carriers with 5 different MC numbers. Or you can work for a company that has like 150 trucks or more or something like that. But if you know the job, if you know dispatching, if you know what you're doing, and if you like to do that, you will always have a job. And with that kind of profession. That's my opinion. What do you think?
Well, especially with trucking, because there is so much demand in trucking for drivers and dispatchers and any other personnel that's included in the operations. But you can always, you can always argue that that's the case with any profession out there. Um, like hair will grow always, and we will always need barbers to cut our hair. And it's same with dispatchers. Trucking companies are closing, new ones are opening up. There are dispatchers going out of business. There are new dispatchers that are coming in. It's a normal process for anything, for any kind of business, and that it's same with dispatchers. But then keep in mind, like you said, that around 500 new trucking companies are opened up every day. Most of them have already something set up. Some of them will have dispatchers. Some of them don't need dispatchers, but a lot of them will need dispatchers. And it just depends on your ability to find them good loads, to give them a good service, to be honest, and take this job seriously. Anyone who does that is going to succeed.
Yep.
You know, if you're messing around and not being available to your driver, you don't care if they are pulling a good load. You just care that they're covered and you can go on with your day. Of course, you're not going to succeed, or you might, but it's not gonna last for a long time. But if you're honest and professional, only good things can happen to you.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So if we go back to the question about the trucking industry itself, as I mentioned, I'm thinking that the first half of the year will be tough, and that's based on the last quarter of this year. And usually everything slows down after the holiday season. I did see a few instances where we had really good winters. But the way it looks right now, my opinion is that this winter will be tough. And I wanted to see if we can share some tips for both dispatchers and trucking companies to survive this winter and spring, and hopefully be ready for the second half, where hopefully everything will become better. So, Emre, what do you think about dispatching businesses in next few months? What do you think they should do in order to prepare for the winter?
I think they should mostly concentrate themselves to saving as much money as possible on certain things. Example would be if you have a couple of DAT load boards that you might not be using and you just didn't bother to cancel them in case you're gonna need it for some, I don't know, future time or something like that. That would be a good idea to cancel it now. And if you have any unnecessary subscriptions, you should definitely cancel that. It's always the case when you're a dispatcher, you're always looking for better paying loads, but in these instances, it's harder to get them and harder to get an okay load, but you can at least focus on loads that are better paying but shorter miles. So your driver will be more happy about it and he will not decide to go away from you to find somebody else in that or something like that. Just try to please your drivers more just to keep them, because this market is tough. And if you're used to earn like $300, maybe $400 a week from one driver, nowadays you need like 2 or 3 of them to earn as much. If you have 3 of them right now and one of them leaves, you can basically count on 30% less of your income, and that's not a good thing. So it's always best to keep your drivers, but in this instance, that's kind of in the bad market area. That's all you can do.
And try to find new drivers as well, as many as you can.
Yes, focus on looking for new guys. Even though the market is bad, it might be better situation for looking for drivers, because they might think that you're gonna do better job than they can do themselves.
I wanted to say
Yeah.
a couple of things about trucking side of the business. If you have your own trucking authority or your own truck, and I should probably do a longer video about that, maybe go into details, just to share some of my experiences when the tough times hit, how to save money. But obviously, the first one is cut down on your expenses and subscriptions. The way I used to do that, I would sometimes go to my bank account and just pull up a report for like last 2-3 months, and then you can kind of see where your money is going, and you can sometimes you miss a transaction. You just take it for granted that you need some kind of service, but you can just think about and see whether you really need that service. Maybe you can just temporarily put it on hold while this markets last, but then after it becomes better, you can just start a subscription again, and you can see your biggest expenses. Like, is your biggest expense maintenance for your trucks? How can you save on that? Do more preventive maintenance, or change a mechanic, talk to your mechanic about doing certain things. Maybe you can do some things yourself as a trucking owner, fix some little things, or take the truck to someplace else, go out, buy the parts on your own, try to find them cheaper somewhere. Also, as far as the fuel goes, big savings are on fuel, especially if you have one of those cards, and most companies do have fuel discounts. So it depends who you are with, and then you can look up which trucks offer the best discounts, and you can talk to your drivers and make them get fuel at those truck discounts. What I used to do a long time ago, when I had a lot of trucks in my trucking authority, I would tell the driver, hey, you will get this much money if you go to this truck stop and get fuel, because if you can get $80 or $100 savings on that certain truck stop, you can give your driver like $20-$30 each time they do that. So it's good. It's a win-win situation for everyone. And dispatcher, if you have in-house dispatchers, you can always kind of see whether you need that many dispatchers. Maybe you can do some things yourself as an owner, or if you have an outside, like independent dispatching business that's taking care of your truck, then talk to them and see if they can try to find you better loads, better paying loads. And we know it's tough for everyone. It's tough for us as well. But maybe you will have an idea, a better suggestion for them, as opposed to what they're already doing, and maybe they can try that. So that's, like I said, I should make a video about that to go more into details.
As a truck driver, I think you can add keep doing shorter runs instead of doing long hauls, like 5,000-6,000 miles. It's better to do like 200 or 300 miles. Maybe even a couple of them a day, but at least once a day, one load a day. It's kind of better than doing long hauls, because long hauls nowadays, they just don't pay, and the fuel is expensive. Yeah,
pay per mile historically has been much lower on long distance runs. The shorter the run, the better pay per mile is. And the perfect example for that is like if you have a 20-mile run and they pay you $400, and it kind of goes up or down. I should say, if the load is 100 miles, then they may pay you $400 or $500. If the load is 200 miles, it just goes up. But then you come to that point where you run a load that's 1,000 miles long, and they give you less than $2,000. And right now, with these fuel prices, it's impossible to make a profit. And that's a very good point, that you should try to find something that works for you as a driver, or if you have a company driver, something that works for everyone. Like depends how many miles they can do in a day. If they can do one short load, like a 500-mile run, or maybe two 200-mile runs in a day, or even 3, because we have one driver that sometimes does 3 loads. And those are the best paying load, but you have to have a driver who is willing to do that. All right. Well, thank you, Amro, for joining me. And like I said, go to his channel, EH Trucking, and make sure you subscribe and like those videos. I think it will give him a morale boost to produce even more videos. And you can only learn good things from him. We have great reviews for our course that we just finished. And hopefully we can all learn something in the next year.
Yeah, thank you, Ennis. It was pleasure to be on your channel, and my link is gonna be in description.
Yes.
Also, if you didn't sign up to Ennis, sign up to him as well.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. All right. Thanks. See you.
See you.